You can download the art scene in the video for free, link in the description. To convert tiles into scenes, select your tile map layer and add a script. Inside, we will define a variable that will hold the scenes that we want to spawn in. For the names, we must use the tile atlas coordinates. Then we have a preload for the scene's path. We use preload instead of load because the scene path is constant. To find the atlas coordinates, select the tile map layer. Then inside of the tile map tab at the bottom, hover over the tile that you want to know the atlas coordinates of. Wait for a moment and the atlas coordinates should show. Make sure to place the x and y next to each other inside of the dictionary with an underscore between. Inside the built-in ready function, we will create two variables that are both arrays. One will hold position and the other will hold the scene preload. We split this as we will be converting the name in the dictionary into a vector 2i. Then we use the position of that entry inside the spawn scene pos. Then grab the correlated preload scene from the spawn scene preload array. Then we iterate through all of the spawn scene's keys. The keys are an array made up of the names of the entries inside of the dictionary. I is equal to the name. We iterate through each character. If the character is an underscore, then we set is x coord to false so that we can start adding to the y coordinate. And continue will skip the code below but allow for the loop to keep going. Then we add the character to either the x or y coordinate appropriately. Finally, we append a vector 2i that is made up of the integer conversions of the x and y coordinate string variables. Integer with brackets will convert the string into an integer. Vector 2i is the same as the vector 2 but it can only have integer values. And append simply adds this value to the array. Then we make sure to add the scene preload at the same time so we can reference the same array position. Now to replace certain tiles with scenes, we first check that the spawn scene pos has at least one entry. Then we begin iterating through all the used cells in the tile map, which are just all the tiles that we have placed. Then we search through the pos array to see if it has the atlas coordinates of the tile that we are checking, meaning that this is a tile that we want to replace with a scene. Then we create a variable called scene, which will hold the data for the scene that we want to add. We grab the spawn scene preload array at the position that we find the atlas coords inside of the spawn scene pos array, because the position and related scenes share the same entry number for their respective arrays. Then we use instantiate to create a unique copy of the preload scene. To set the global position, we simply grab the tile, multiply it by the tile set's tile size, then add half of the tile size. Tile is equal to the position of the tile inside of the tile map, and we add half of the tile size because Godot offsets the origin of tile map. Now for flip H, flip V, and the rotation of tiles, we create three variables that will hold the final values for the respective properties. For flip H and flip V, we grab the tiles flip H and flip V values exactly. However, we cannot use them straight away, as we may need to alter them based on the tile's rotation. We then check if the tile is not transposed. Transpose is a bool that tells us if the tile has been rotated or not. If not, we just set rotation to 0. Else, we set rotation flip H and flip V, depending on the state of flip H and flip V. We must do this as we can't grab a direct rotation value from the individual tile, so we simply use a 90-degree turn and alter the flip values accordingly. Lastly, we iterate through the scene's children, searching for a sprite node. Keep in mind that the sprite must be a direct child of the scene. Then we set the flip V, flip H, and rotation degrees. We then get the parent and add the scene as a child. Then we use set cell with -1 to remove that tile. Additionally, we use call deferred as this logic is inside of the ready function, and we can only add children from the end of the first frame and onwards, due to Godot needing time to set up the scene and its nodes, and call deferred will force the function inside to run at the end of the current frame. In the case that this logic is not inside the ready function, then you can just add the basic add child. Now you have a simple tile map system that grabs specific tiles and replaces them with scenes. And don't forget that you can check out the project files, link in the description.